Hey, it's 135 The Beat, Miami's new number one for hip-hop, R&B, and The Breakfast Club. Got a dope opportunity to interview a brother that I've known for many, many years. I'm talking about, like, back in the days when I met Uncle Luke, as a matter of fact. I think it was back in those days I met this young brother, man. And he had a little afro. And Wasn't that your nickname? Wasn't that your nickname?
Oh,
Bro, yes.
Bro.
I remember that. Shout out to the homie Mike West in the building.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Keith, man, I'm up here with you, baby.
I know, I see.
We here.
No relation to Kanye, right?
Nah.
All right.
I dug in the books with that one. I had to make sure, man.
Well, listen, man, when I talk about that history, let's take it back a little bit and let's talk about that. I'm sure, like, those were the days where you were young intern trying to figure this whole music game out. What were you doing with Uncle Luke back then, and what was the vibe?
I mean, you know what, man? It wasn't even an intern thing, man.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
Chico, my cousin Chico, he was best friends with Luke. Chico is a ghetto style DJ.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I used to skip. I didn't skip school, but I used to leave school to go hang out with my cousin because we was always at the Pac Jam.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
yes.
So Chico used to help Luke run the phones and all that stuff like that. So I used to hang out with my cousin all the time until, like, it came a point in time where Luke offered me a job. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so it was not an internship. You worked
I
with and for Luke.
I had a job with Luke Records.
Yeah.
So shout out to Luke for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate that, you know what I mean? And one thing led to another, man, and it's just been a journey, bro.
So what exactly were you doing? You doing promotions? What kind of vibe were you doing there?
It led to promotions, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, originally Luke brought me in as a receptionist.
Got you.
And helping with the phones because there was a lot of disarray going on at that time. But and then I went from the phones to promotions, you know what I'm saying? Because he needed somebody to handle the records. And then, you know, he kept me with him.
Yeah.
For a long period of time.
And then Big Teach came along after that, I remember.
Well, Teach came along like later. Like even after we had Pitt. You know what I'm saying? So it was a journey. I was with Luke like right when Two Live Crew broke up.
Got you.
Like right when that happened.
Was it when he had his office on South Beach?
Nah, we was on Northeast 2nd Avenue in the city, Liberty City.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's,
I came from that time. You know what I'm saying? Like even before a lot of people that was on staff. You know what I mean? So I was with Luke for a long period of time.
So it was cool. So I've always known you like that. Like you, Julie, and certain people were like, and I would call you industry cats, right? You kind of were raised and grew up in the industry. Right. So when you started talking about music, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. Because, you know, we all get into this business and try to find our way, try to find our voice, right? Right. So, I was like, oh, snap, but it wasn't like a crazy thing for me. Right. So how did the music part how did you get involved with that part? It's
wild, man, like, right, because I hear so many people's stories, man, from the crib and all that, but like my story, like of course I started with Luke Records, right? Yeah. But at the same time, like I used to not just help Luke in the office and at his label, I used to actually, run with the artists. You know what I'm saying? So like Father MC was the one who gave me the Fro name, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I always had the Fro. And then the girls, the dancers, the Luke dancers used to always braid my hair. So I always had the braids, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I used to hang with the artists, No Good, them, Jiggy, Father, MC, when he left New York and all that stuff like that. And it was a ride, bro. So I used to hang with them on songwriting in the studio at that time, and it just snowballed. You know what I'm saying? Because I just didn't want to be just like a worker. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I wanted to learn the game.
Role player.
Yeah. I mean, I shadowed Luke. Luke kept me with him. He kept me up under his wing. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, when I used to like break away and I used to be in the studio all the time.
Got you.
So I absorbed all that stuff.
So what was the first song that you came up with when you decided to make that step as an artist? Like, okay, I'm going to do this. What was that song you remember?
You know what, man? So Luke used to have a producer named Rod XL.
Okay, I remember
Rod XL. So Rod is from Fort Lauderdale. I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Broward County. Shout out to Lauderdale. Parkway, St. George Park. You feel me? And Rod was like the first producer. Rest in peace. He was the first producer that saw it, grabbed it, and tried to nurture it. You know what I'm saying? And he used to take me to his studio. We used to do some demos and stuff like that, trying to just get a snowball in. Besides being at Luke's studio, and it just went from there.
That's dope. The challenges here in South Florida in comparison to Atlanta and other places, we hear this a lot from a lot of artists about the challenges about trying to get your music, whether it's played on the radio, whether it's for people to accept it, to give you an air. Right. What's some of the challenges that you've been through? You know what I'm saying? And even frustrations.
I think I've been through every emotion, every about 98% of all of everything that an artist or songwriter or producer will have to go through. The challenges that you're referring to, from like fake promises to like records being played on the radio, like all the fights and just because this is our career, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not a game. This is not for the weak people. And you know that. You know what I mean? So Syndicate. You know what I'm saying? You already know. You already know. You know what I mean? Yeah. But to be from a city that, a lot of dominant other cities don't really respect and, coming up under the shadows of Miami. I love Miami. My family's from Miami. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, man, it's just been a challenge throughout years. We're talking years. We're talking, for me, over 25 years with this, bro. You know what I'm saying? So deals that was supposed to happen that didn't happen. I'm in the studio with a lot of people who I know, and they listening to these bangers I got, and I'm running with them at nighttime clubbing and all this stuff, man. It's just, and it could have been the timing was off.
Right.
Could have been just the wrong time because every label is dealing with their own situation at that time, right? But hey, man, I was always the one who really invested in myself. You know what I mean? Like even in the early days leading up to now, like I was the one who really put that money out of my pocket, and put it to wax, bro.
Yeah, and I think that makes it even tougher.
Yeah.
When you don't have like a sugar daddy or whatever you want to call it, someone, paying your way through this. And you're taking your hard earned and you want to do this for real and all, so
man,
I get it.
I got a lot of songs. I got to have a catalog, and I respect Ross. I hang out with Ross sometimes, man, sometimes when he is here in Miami. And I got, the Maybach guys show me a lot of love. Shout out to Sam Sneak. And he comes from that same grind, that same thing, the same thing I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So Ross is good, man. He showed me a lot of love. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, as you deserve. So let's talk about your music right now. What's the single that you sent me the other day?
Oh man, Medusa Head, man. Medusa Head.
Tell me what Medusa Head is about.
Medusa Head. Are you familiar with Greek mythology?
Of course.
Right? So everyone should know who Medusa is. But I wrote a song. I did a song related to just what happens on the news you see all the time, people going through things, lusts, you know what I mean? People who lust over other people, and that actually has a tendency to fall into traps and in negative situations,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not supposed to be about that. It's supposed to be the other way, the opposite of lust, you know what I mean? When you're dealing with other people. So, people who, it's like seeing a hot chick on South Beach, right? You see, you be like, damn, she fine, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and when you try to holler at her, you don't really know her. Or it could be the opposite. She don't really know you, but you're going off of just the illusion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So right there is what, I kind of like dug into and
captured that.
And captured the whole thing, man. You know what I mean? More on the modern day state and time, you know what I mean? But it gives everybody a lesson in learning.
Do you have that out as part of an EP, or are you just kind of feeding these singles?
No, for sure. No, it's the EP, bro. I got a project that we're mixing right now. We're going into mastering. It's
around the corner. You have a name for it already, so we could listen out for it?
It's called The Journey.
The Journey. What's a perfect name after everything we just finished talking
about,
right?
Yeah, for real, man.
That's not the perfect name or what,
it's
bro?
It's called The Journey, man.
Wow.
I got, Urban Mystics on there, and an artist from West Palm Beach by Corey Burns. He's on there too. And Track Pros produced it. Track Pros, and I think Jibberjaw, he's a producer. He has a track on there.
That's dope, man. So we don't have a date on that yet, right?
Man, I mean, you know, I don't know. The politics is the politics. You know, it's crazy. I was dealing with Sony, and I can talk about this now, but I was dealing with Sony for like half of when the pandemic happened, right? So when everything shut down, you know, I was in California, and then I was dealing with Sony Music Publishing, and we was talking and dealing about some records, and this song, it's a song on the project, you know what I mean, ultimately that I was working on, you know what I mean, and it went from Sony to Universal, you know, so they kind of had me tied up in the politics with the publishing side, the clearance department, you know what I mean? And ultimately those situations led to me talking with Teddy Riley. Shout out to Teddy Riley. They just did the Legacy tour, so shout out to Teddy Riley. Had good talks with him. And it's good, man. I got some very good, great songs, timeless songs on this project, man. I'm very happy about it compared to my older stuff.
All right, so let everybody know where they can follow you, so that way when you drop the EP, you know, they can enjoy Medusa Head right now, but when you drop the EP, they can pick that up.
MikeWestWorldwide.com. That's the website right there, man. MikeWestWorldwide.com, baby. You already know. Papa Keith.
All right.
We here, baby. We here.
Hit them with them socials, too, man, so they can follow you on the gram.
The Real Mike West. The Real Mike West. THA. The Real Mike West. WEST. There it is.
I just want to let you know how proud I am of you, and not just over the years of you, you know, maintaining, doing your thing, sticking to your craft, going through all the different journeys, trials, tribulations.
Yeah.
But also, you know, your persistence and just the belief that you have in yourself and wanting to really make it. You know, I salute you. It's not easy, like we discussed. It's not. I always give the story of Rick Ross to a lot of people to kind of encourage them. Like, you know, he was doing this thing 11 years before Hustling came out.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and there's so many others who've been just at it. You know, and you have these new group of artists now, like they've been doing it for like 6 months. And they get a hit song on TikTok.
It's crazy.
It is,
man.
but
it's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? I just love to salute the ones who just continue to put in the work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate
and believing
that.
in themselves. So that's definitely you, man. Listen, I appreciate you. Just let everybody know one more time the name of the single out right now.
Medusa Head. Medusa Head right now on all platforms. Medusa Head, produced by Track Pros.
That's what's up. Mike West in the building.
Yeah.
You know the vibes,
Already.
man. All right,
my man.
Fro.
Hey, this man, Papa Keith, you wild, man. You wild, man. Yeah. They used to call me Fro.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Already.